Y'all tap in and hit that like button. And who you want, before we get started, put down who you want your team to draft. Speak Spanish now, what up? Who said just went out division? Tony, what up with you? Said Dallas Nation, let's go. Hey, look like Matthew Golden for y'all. Gary Mack, what's up with you? 12th pick, yes sir. B Bacala, what up? Waiting for these G, man. You already know. So welcome to the show. You guys know we do this every year. Like I said, we're probably not going to do the entire first round because it goes long as hell. But we're going to go as long as we can. Dreams do come true no matter what. What up with you? He said bourbon, burgers, and nachos. I wish I had some nachos right now. Well, let's see what Jerry did. So, you know, we starting early. Double A, what up? They first pick probably start in the next 5 minutes. But you guys could put down who you want your team to draft. Hopefully you ate. I'm about to eat right now. You know, I had a plan a month ago. I told a bunch of Giants fans this. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm trying to keep the volume up too. Libby said Giants very deep. He didn't even draft yet. I said Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter at pick 3 because we're getting one of the two, right? Whoever doesn't get picked at number 2. And then I say we trade back in. Now they're talking about Jackson Dart. I say Jalen Miller. I do believe Shadow will be gone from the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Saints, in my opinion. I do believe they'll be gone. I'm Sosua. I'm not Dominican. Got my dinner, sorry, y'all. I do think Shadow will be going to the Saints or to the Steelers. But I think we draft back into the first round, get Jalen Milroe. I like Milroe a lot. He needs some work, you know what I'm saying, but I really like Milroe. But I say we get Abdul Carter. I was going to be out that way. It's all good. Cam Ward is definitely the first pick, 100%. By the way, they talked about it earlier. They just mentioned just now. You guys, I don't know if you guys are watching the draft. The Giants went hard to get the first pick from Tennessee. Tennessee said no. So for all you Giants fans, just know Tennessee said the Giants went all in. We tried to overpay, and Tennessee said nah. They want Cam Ward. So just so you know, the Giants wanted to draft Cam Ward, and we're told no. Hey, this idiot goes on a bike. Yes, I mean I'm starving. It's my dinner time. They're always doing some weird shit. Black Mama Keith, what up? And like I said, I really would like to get Jalen Milroe. He's more of the quarterback type that Debo likes. Big, strong arm. You guys probably don't watch a lot of college football, but Jalen Milroe has the best arm out of everybody. He has accuracy problems that can be fixed. Josh Allen had accuracy problems. Josh Allen, excuse me. So Jalen Milroe's arm is amazing. He just needs to work on his accuracy. And if you talk about talent, the most talented quarterback in this draft is Jalen Milroe. He just had some accuracy issues, threw some interceptions towards the end of the year, so we fell down. Last year they were talking about him being a top 5 pick, right? So you got to think about it. There's only 107,000 people in Green Bay. That's packed out there. if you look at it, because I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan for you guys that don't know. And like I said, I watch college football, so I can give you all a lot of game when it comes to the players. I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan. Lamar Jackson won the Heisman in college. He was amazing, amazing. But the knock on him was his accuracy, right? They were like, he's fast, he can throw, his arm is amazing, but his accuracy. So Ravens traded back in, first round, let's get that fifth-year option, and they drafted Lamar. What do we say about Lamar now? His arm is amazing. He sits in the pocket. He can throw the ball anywhere, make any throw accurate. Sometimes you got to work.
And we may have a few surprises for you tonight. But first, let's hear from some.
And I'm not saying Jalen Milroe's Lamar, but Lamar wasn't Lamar. Lamar needed work. So Clay Matthews, okay. That's my guy. You know they got to do all this nonsense. Yeah, I say Lamar. I say Abdul Carter. Angry Bus Driver, shout out to you. And if you got a squad, put down who you hope they draft, and we'll see how it goes. Oh, you know Lil Wayne's a huge Green Bay fan. Try to scarf this down. I need my protein. Y'all hit that like button. You guys are crazy. And if you know somebody that's interested in football, share the video. We got about another 2-3 minutes before they actually start the picks. First pick we know is Cam Ward. Second pick we're assuming is I've been watching this stuff all day, like all day long. Travis Santo. They're really shitting on the quarterbacks in this draft, by the way. They're really shitting on them. Here we go. Let's get it. They're basically saying all these quarterbacks are average. But they all shout out Jalen Milroe, say he's talent-wise, he's the best talent. We do not need 10 minutes. I actually hate when they take the whole time knowing who they're going to pick. The Browns and the Giants have been getting calls nonstop about trading out. So far, they haven't traded out, but they've been getting calls. So let me give you guys a tidbit I give you every year. As soon as this draft started, which is just now, but actually hour before, on this night only, you can trade 2 years in advance. So you can actually trade your 2027 pick tonight.
Giants and New Orleans Saints all inquired about the availability of Cam Ward to the Titans. All were denied despite the fact that the
Saints, Giants. Yeah. Giants offered a lot, and Titans said no.
Cam Ward's work out there. New general manager Mike Boglianti came from the Chiefs where he worked with Patrick Mahomes. And Cam Ward's instincts, the way he sees and feels.
They even said the Browns, Giants, and Saints. All right, well, Cam Ward's going to be a Titan. That's not. We knew that, right? We knew that. But everybody tried. Giants tried to trade up. Giants said they offered a lot. Let me get to these comments. Yeah, it's gonna be for me. It's gonna be Carter or Hunter. I think Browns take Hunter. John Adams, what up with you? BMO, what up? I'll tell you something. I told you guys I watched a lot. No, I don't want to trade back. We need one of these blue chip guys. I don't want to trade back. This ain't a draft where you trade back. There's too much talent here, and some of these guys in the top 5 guys are basically, well, the top 3 guys, basically game changers. Excuse me. So, you guys know I watch a lot of film, right? B-Mo, you know, Brendan, I told you all a film I was watching months ago on Cam and Shador. Everybody had Cam said, basically what I said about Cam, everybody said about Cam. You ever play your video game? And if you guys play Madden or something like that, and the next game, I got the score over here. And you want to throw to the X receiver, but you press the triangle. They said that's Cam Ward sometimes. He tries to make a big play and throws interceptions. But then they talked about Shador. Shador's accuracy, amazing. Under pressure, he's amazing, right? But he takes a lot of sacks. And here's one thing they said about him his junior year. It was a big complaint from scouts his junior year. Said that he takes sacks to save his completion percentage. I remember hearing that knock his junior year. They were like, he takes more sacks than he should. He could throw the ball away. But throwing the ball away is an incompletion. And people were like, when you take a sack, you hurt your defense. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I like Cam. I like Cam. I was a Cam fan his whole career in college. I was a Cam fan. I tell you, I'm a college football fan. Cam at Washington State was the only reason you watch Washington State. You can't name a play on Washington State besides Cam Ward. And when he went to Miami, he balled out. Now paying him to Mahomes, crazy. I think Shador's going to be good. He's got to go to a team with a good line. He's never had a good line ever. Would I want Shador on the Giants? 100%, but not at 3. But they was also shitting on Cam, saying that last year's draft, he'd be number 7, the 7th quarterback. Saying a lot. Yeah, Water's a baller. Water's a baller. But you know, we got to see how it plays out. He's definitely getting drafted by the Titans. Now, after this comes the Travis Hunter Abdul Carter draft. Excuse me. Get my protein on real quick. What up, Steve? Now, everybody don't want Carter. It's who's going to get Carter at the top. You got to take him to the top 3. I think Patriots get that lineman. Oh, bring the pick, bro. Come on. They're doing this shit again, y'all. When they stretch this motherfucker. They need to do the draft on the weekend. Because the weekday is just... Prime time is crazy. Let's see 25,000 Cam highlights right now.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Karen Moore.
More, there you go. Now, for all you dudes who talk shit about the Giants not drafting a black quarterback, we offered 2 number ones and a bunch of more picks to get to the number 1 spot to draft Cam Wood. Tennessee said no. Uh-oh. Cleveland traded. Oh shit. Hey, Jaguars are going to take Travis Hunter. We know that. They traded a lot. Travis Hunter. I mean, think about it. The trade makes sense, numbers-wise. Cam Ward was going number 1. So basically, the number 2 pick is the first pick of the draft. All right? That's crazy. I think that's Travis Hunter, y'all. Now, well, think about it, BD. That's basically they traded for the first pick out of 6. That's a lot. Moving up in that top 3, you're gonna pay.
But I think you can always work it in on the other side of the ball. He's going to be offense with Trevor, and then on defense, quarterback spot in the area. He'll figure it out. He has not had the benefit in college up until this point of being able to just focus on one position. So how can you be great at one spot when you're playing both ways?
Look, Trey came fast, right?
He's special, and for Jacksonville,
Ty Banks, what up?
They believe he was the number 1 player in this draft. They needed him on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, they gave up 2 first-rounders.
Something we've never seen before, and for them to give this up, they believe he's that. And for all this talk about can he play both sides in the NFL, think about this. The NFL game is slower. College football is a lot faster, and he did it in college football. So how come he couldn't do it in the NFL when
Listen,
the game is slower?
They got 2 players. Think about it.
And we'll let you play certain coverages on defense. I think he can do it. And if Jacksonville,
They got 2 players, a cornerback and a wide receiver. And if you pay attention, let's be honest. They got the number 1 receiver in the draft. They got the number 1 cornerback in the draft. If they draft in Travis Hunter. So think about that.
When I went out to Colorado, that he would start him on the offensive side of the ball when they break out of their initial first team meeting.
Give me 1 second, yo.
He's still learning the nuance and intricacies of that side of the football. He thinks he can step on the field immediately and contribute on defense. You hard pressed to find anybody up here to say anything different. You are gentlemen, put it perfect. You're getting 2 for 1 with this guy. You're getting 2 players in 1. Absolutely, you move up to get that kind of play.
Make sure everyone can see exactly what it is that the Jaguars have given up here. It is a significant trade. Again, Chucky told us about an hour ago to expect quite a few explosive trades early, and we get it here. And look at all the Jacksonville here. The trade pick this year, a 2nd and a 4th, and next year's first-round pick. I'm curious to hear from you as a team.
2 first-rounders, a 2nd and a 4th. Duran, what's up? Skyrider, what's good with you? Man, make the pick.
That's big time. He needs to now maximize all those extra picks. But Jacksonville, man, they can be hitting such a place.
RC Styles, Halloween is Halloween weekend. Starts on the 31st. The 30th, excuse me. Halloween weekend is actually on Halloween this year.
Because the Browns now have 2 second-round picks at the top of this draft. And they also have 2 ones next year in what's expected to be a more quarterback-rich draft. So they can offer quarterback here
There's gonna be a lot of quarterbacks coming out next year.
2026, but they have options. And the Jacksonville Jaguars instead have what they believe will be the best player in the
That's
draft.
crazy.
That type of player, a huge swing from both teams, but both sides believe it's worth it.
Travis Hunter Otani's a perfect comparison. Perfect comparison. That's what everybody compares him to.
Momentarily here from Jacksonville. What are your thoughts on Travis Hunter while it would appear headed to Jacksonville after all this time?
Yeah, that's a perfect comparison, bro.
I think he's the best weapon in the draft. He's a unicorn, something that we have not seen. You have to maximize this, though. If you're Jacksonville, you're going to take Travis Hunter. You have to maximize the offense, and this is about helping Trevor Lawrence, who's underachieved so far in Jacksonville.
Hey, it's a big deal.
The best wide receiver in the draft, maybe the best quarterback also.
And the only thing I'll say is
Like I said, you heard what he said, right? Travis is the best wide receiver and the best cornerback in the draft. You just got 2 players.
look, if ever an organization needed a two-way player, that fit perfect.
You're drafting Hunter as a wide receiver first, but you're gonna put him on defense when you need him. And listen, when Travis Hunter steps on the field on defense, he becomes the first or the second best corner on the field. So you can't lose with that. You make him an offensive weapon first, and you give him some plays on defense when you need him. That's crazy. I guess the Browns got a plan. Sazone, what up? Sterling, what's good with you? Y'all hit that like button. We here for it. We here for it.
I'm honored to take a moment to recognize a player who's made a profound impact.
We are here for
and
it.
off the field. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, recognizes one player.
Why do I want to see the Man of the Year?
who
What? I'm at the
exercised
draft.
kindness and compassion, both on and off the field and in the community.
They know how to fuck up some excitement, don't they?
We are proudly joined by the 2024 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, Eric Armstead.
First off,
I didn't see Travis' dad over there.
I want to say thank you to the commissioner, thank you to the Payton family and the NFL and Nationwide, and also tonight I want to encourage each player embarking on the NFL journey
Here we
to
go.
identify a passion
They about to milk
close
this
their
shit.
heart and act upon it. Use your platform to make your community, the league, and this world a better place. As you remember, Walter Payton, strive to leave a positive legacy of your own. Thank you. We have a trade. The Cleveland Browns have traded the second pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And with the second pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars
Travis
select
Hunter.
Travis Hunter.
That's what it is. We know that. Now you gotta get prepared. PL, just living it. Now you gotta get prepared. Get my draft cap. Now you gotta get prepared. But see, also Jacksonville had to have, I tell you, whoever drafts him has to have a plan. You don't want to just draft him just because. They probably got a plan for him. Number 2 pick in the draft. That's dope. Hey. Yeah, I think Giants take Carter. And I think we look for a trade for Kayvon. You know what's crazy? Sean had a good draft last year. The draft with Neal and Thibodeau, in my opinion, it wasn't Neal is not a bust. Neal needs to go to guard, right? A lot of Alabama tackles move to guard. Thibodeau's not a bust. He had 11.5 sacks 2 years ago. 8.5 sacks his first year. Last year, I think 7 sacks. He's not a bust at all. But the production that we looked for is not there. For all the shit he talk, the production just isn't there. You know, his rookie year he went off. Second year he went off. This year was expecting more from him and didn't get it. Now could they keep him and have Carter there as well? Yeah, that'd be dope. Like if y'all, for my Giants fans, if you watch the game, the offense paid more attention to Burns than anything. They were worried about Burns. They weren't that worried about Thibodeau. Let me see something. Like I said, bro, he's literally the best wide receiver in the draft and the best cornerback. Like, you can't beat that. Hunter's girlfriend definitely gonna have a. Hope she got a prenup.
I don't think America understands the stamina that this young man has and how hard he works in the offseason.
All right, so first, no, I was wrong. First year he had 4 sacks. Second year, 11.5 sacks. Last year, 5.5. I thought he had 8 his first year. I was wrong about that. He's going into year 4. Rookie deal. What's up with you, Shan?
For 17 games and expect him to last a decade or longer. It's just not going to happen. You have to be judicious with it. Again, I just said it.
Yeah, they got a plan for him, man. At the end of the day, you know what you're getting. Oh, the pick is in for the Giants. Let's go.
What's your reaction to how all of that unfolded?
I mean, they had talked to me since the summer, so I'm super excited to be able to go back home and be able to play for an organization that thought I was going to train up and get it.
What kind of conversation?
I gotta text the group chat.
Staff about where they see me playing for them.
I mean, they told me they was going to let me go out there and do what I do, so they put me on hold with one coordinator, so I'm going to go out there and just do what I can do.
Travis Hunter, a history maker, the first player in the draft era to be announced at both positions, receiver and defensive back. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great.
You mentioned that he's going home, Molly. His hometown in Georgia is about 374.
Yeah, so y'all convinced me with the black quarterback thing with the Giants. We tried to draft Cam Ward. They said no.
Of Lambeau Field, the legendary Green Bay Packers. Don Hudson is the only player in NFL history to catch 400 passes and make at least 10 interceptions. He did all of that without wearing shoulder pads, by the way. Will Travis Hunter be the first ever to do it with shoulder pads? The last player.
All right, let's go.
Both sides of the ball.
What we got?
Prime time, 1996 at the Cowboys. He made 8 starts on both offense and on defense. Obviously, one of the great players of all time.
The pick is in, man. Come on, y'all be lunching.
Fireworks early here tonight. Jacksonville making the trade. Moving up to number 2. I told the pick is in now at number 3. So the New York Giants have been waiting all season long to see what direction this.
Let's see where we go. Put your G-Man hat on right now. Let our powers combine. Mixed up 13, perfect. Earn money, what up? Could it be Shador? Could the Giants have thrown everybody off and still draft Shador? Remember the draft, everybody lies, man, in the draft. Oh, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy. This guy's not good.
With the third pick,
Let's see. I'm excited.
the New York Giants select Abdul Carter.
Drew Carter. He knew he was going to. He said it in an interview 2 days ago. They said, "Where you think you going?" He said, "I'm going to New York." He said, "You from Philly?" He goes, "I'm all New York when they draft me." He said, "When?" He didn't say if. Abdul Carter. This kid's special. This kid is special. No bullshit. They literally said him and Travis are the top 2 players in the entire draft. This kid is, which is why Giants couldn't draft someone else based on those 2 guys being the best. So if Carter got picked up, we were taking Travis. But these two are literally the best players in the draft. Hey, we got him. I think Patriots go tackle. Yo, they showed a game. Who was he playing? It was a team with yellow in it. I want to say Missouri or West Virginia. I want to say. Yo, it was his worst game ever. His worst game ever, right? During the game, he got held 12 times. They only called 2. One person would hold him, another person would come in. And it was like, it's his worst game, Phil, he's ever had in his career. And literally, I think it was West Virginia or Missouri, one of those 2 teams. Because I remember they had yellow in it. And they said literally, he was always at the quarterback, but being held and he was being tackled and everything. And that was his worst game film ever. But they won the game, but he made so much havoc back there, even being held, they couldn't stop him. He just couldn't get to the quarterback. I like him.
This guy can get off the rock. And here's the thing that impresses me the most about him. He flat out plays hard. When you talk about competitive character, for 60 minutes, this dude is hunting the quarterback. He asked the Penn State coaches prior to...
Don't crown him LT yet. Laurie, I said I would like Sanders, but at the end of the day, would I have been mad at Sanders? No, but for the 3rd pick, they made good sense. They said you can't draft a quarterback like that that's not predicted to be a top player at the moment when you got someone like him. So let's be serious. Abdul Carter comes in and starts right now and is ready to play right now. I think the Giants still trade back in to get the quarterback.
Your dad trained you your entire childhood. What was that moment like after your name was called with your dad and the rest of your family?
It was surreal. I wouldn't be here without him.
Devon, what up? Yeah, the idea on getting the 2 quarterbacks was not having to rush into a quarterback situation. But I still think we draft the quarterback. I still think we do.
How are you going to bring the Giants back to dominance in the NFC East?
Yeah, I'm all New York. New York getting everything from me. All the passion I have, all the love that I have, all the excitement. On third down, they get loud. I want to get that big playmaker. My best pass rush, make that big explosive play.
All right, congratulations, Abdul. Rudy.
That's a stud right there, boy. Sideline, bro, it can be good. They gave up a lot for Travis, but I mean, it's worth it in my opinion if you know what you're going to do with him. Exactly, Devon. You had to pick Carter. You had to pick the game-changing blue-chip player. You had no choice. You had no choice. You picked the player that's going to change your team right now. Not saying I doubt Shador would start with Wilson and what's the name there. So he can't help us right now at the number 3 pick. I like Shador, so ain't gonna hear me lie about that. Yeah, we got Russell Wilson in overboard. Stu, I doubt we could trade back. I think Russ will be gone. I mean, I think Sanders will be gone. Pittsburgh or maybe New Orleans. Even though New Orleans is talking shit saying they're not drafting the quarterback, I believe Pittsburgh may take him. I think we trade back. They keep talking about Dart. I'm not a huge Dart fan, but I would trade back for Jalen Milroe, 100%. If they sit tight, maybe they get Milroe a show in the 2nd round. Don't forget, Show's a monster. Problem with him is he's injury prone and he's 25. So a lot of you guys forget about the kid Show from Louisville. That kid, what his knock is, injury prone and 25 years old. Excuse me. How many of y'all going to see How to Train Your Dragon? I think the Patriots going to draft the tackle. Yeah, Devon, they talking about going to Pittsburgh. That'd be a good spot for him. It'd be his team.
Biggie Bags and Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is available all
And then Mike Tomlin to have his QB.
fresh never frozen beef and apple.
And you know Mike Tomlin could deal with a guy like Sanders. Who's not, to me, nothing's wrong with Sanders, but the personality. He dealt with AB for all the years. See, you know why I love Mike Tomlin? Besides him being a winning coach, never having a losing season, he kept AB under wraps for years. Y'all motherfuckers was like, when AB started going crazy, y'all was like, he's starting to go crazy. You know, he didn't start to go crazy. He was crazy. Mike Tomlin kept that shit under wraps. And y'all ain't give him enough credit for that. Mike Tomlin knew he was crazy, but he kept him in check. Then that last year, they purposely didn't put guaranteed money in the last year, knowing he would want out, and they didn't want to pay him the money. They let him go. As soon as he left, well, Devon, you gotta understand something. If you listen to Ryan Clark talk, Ryan Clark said everybody in the locker room hated AB. He said the only reason people dealt with AB is because on game day he came to play, he came to work. They said, but nobody liked him. Ryan Clark said it best, because someone else made a comment about the hit. He said it was before the hit. He said AB was just bugged out, and he thought he was this remember, he basically a superstar. He thought he was this big star that didn't have to deal with nobody. Yeah, Ryan Clark said a couple of times he wanted to fight, but on game day he came to play. Like, Ryan Clark will tell you how it is, and Ryan Clark went like this. He said, listen, he said, I don't like AB. No one does. He said, but you will never disrespect that man saying he ain't come on game day to play. They said, no matter what you felt about him during the week, he came, he tied up his laces, and he went in that field and balled out. So he got everybody's respect for that. Excuse me. So basically the draft is falling into place. Draft is falling into place the way we said it. Yeah, I think Patriots go. And by the way, the Browns could select the quarterback this year or next year.
With the fourth pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Will Campbell.
The tackle. Give Drake make some time back there. You know, Nick Saban said that's the only tackle he never got a sack on, ever. No, let me read the comment. Hold on. I think Genty going to the Raiders if he goes that far. He said Walter Nolan to Philly. Devon, we saw the first wide receiver, Travis. We saw the first wide receiver, baby. I'll be honest with you. Let me pull up my wide receiver chart right here. I think Matthew Golden goes first. I don't know who did it, but someone was talking about old boy from Arizona. They were trashing him. They were saying he takes plays off. I never noticed him taking plays off, but they said he takes plays off. I will say one thing. You guys remember boy from Stanford with the funny name? What was it? I just saw him. Alec Ayominor? You guys remember him? The only wide receiver to give Travis Hunter the business from Stanford. Remember that kid? He had like 200 yards on Travis. That kid, watch him, because no one knew who he was till he bust Travis' ass. So let's. I mean, he did it. He got busy on Travis. Only receiver ever got busy on Travis. So let's see what he does. You never heard of that kid until he had 200 some yards on Travis. Where's the kid from? The kid from Arizona was Mick. What's his name? I forgot his name. The kid from Arizona, they said is lazy, which is wild. I never thought he was lazy. Now Cleveland's up. Let's see who Cleveland takes. Cleveland's got a lot of picks right now. Don't be surprised if Cleveland wants to go Shador Sanders. And Vegas is next. Vegas take Genty. Don't be surprised. Excuse me. Cleveland go fuck around and, they get their quarterback now.
I don't know what they're going to do. But I can tell you what right now Mike Vrabel's doing. He's walking around in that track pretty shaking hands. So I'll tell you this, they have one working this offseason. We're trying to make sure they can get people's hair. Can they get more than those? If they're running back to Gary Bradbury, you're going to play center now. And now you've got Will Campbell. On that highlight right there, we didn't mention some of the things that he was doing on that highlight. But, talk about his arm like being sub 33, but he's got hands like cinder blocks. But when you're talking, he uses those hands as well as anybody in this grab. But I think methodically, New England is addressing all the things that all season we said they need to address. Will Campbell will be a decades-long left tackle football for them. This is a no-brainer pick in my estimation.
It was the expected pick. So
B, what's up with you, baby? How you doing, bro? Yeah, walk out of UGA. He's small, but he's a monster. And then when I say small, he's 6'1", 240. But he's a monster. You give him 6'3", 6'4" height. He's a top 5 pick easy. That 6'1", they overvalue that height sometimes because he's still producing.
I can see that you're emotional here. How meaningful is it for you to represent this program in the state of Louisiana?
Why can't I block for Brady? Ali Gordon. The name. I know the name. Ali Gordon. Ali Gordon. I know that name. What position he play again? I know that name. That's not the running back dude, is it? When you put somebody's name, put their position. Because I've got all these players on my damn list right here. Y'all gotta see my setup here. It's good. My setup is real good.
you can hear the awe in his voice. What a wonderful moment. Reminder that this night is not just about the analysis, but it's about the opportunity for these young men. By the way, the older football fans in our audience will appreciate this.
Running back. Oh, mistake. Yeah, I thought he was a running back. Okay. That's what I said. I knew the name. I'm pretty good. I gotta just some guys' names I just forget the area. Let's see what they do. They got a lot of picks right now. And they got 2 first rounders next year. Excuse me. I think Ashton definitely goes to the Raiders because he said his son told him he better get him worst kept secret around. That's the wrong button. Good pick. Good pick. Good pick. Very good defensive tackle. Hell of a defensive tackle. Dominant. All right, B. I see you tomorrow. I'll be there. I'm at the house now because it started late. So once we're done with this live, I'm going to bed. I got to be at the gym 5 in the morning. So, and I got a double session tomorrow. So 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. I got to be back in the gym. Next pick to me is Genty. Raiders worst kept secret around. Yeah, Graham, he's a monster.
You can see that in terms of leverage. Full range into the NFL, the versatility, the violent, active hands, the reactability, diagnostic ability.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
He was disruptive, bro. He made an impact in the game out. Consistency, the ability, I think, to impact football game.
Yeah, I like him.
When you play that position really inside, you better have a couple of things. You better have a quick first step. You better use your hands well, and you better have great balance. He has all 3 of those things. He can make tackles from tackle to tackle and even outside the tackle. I love his motor. I love his disruptive.
Excuse me.
Ability to use his hands. You have to have strong hands to control the center, to control the guard, to keep those guys off. People think that those tackles and free technique can't make plays. He is a disruptor and playmaker. Here's what I want to see. Can he continue to get better as a pass rusher? In his pass arsenal, continue to get better. Because right now, it's not up to par with what we've seen in the likes of Brady Jarrett or Aaron Donald. Those impact for Chris Jones, those impact free techniques. He's got to get better as a pass rusher.
That's one of the things I still time waiting for us. Look, there's no question he's a great player. You talk to the people from Michigan, they love all the things that coaches talk about, specifically his motor. They love the
Raiders Sanders, I don't know, man. The dude from the GM said his son told him he better take Genti.
get some angles. Look, he'll be working with one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, Miles Garrett. Can he produce rushing the best?
Everybody for the Jets is the death sentence.
Thank you, Green Mason. You are a tone setter for Michigan's defense. What kind of attitude and toughness are you bringing to Cleveland?
I mean, just fierce competitor. I want to come in there and win, get to the top and then, win a Super Bowl. So that's, my one mission coming in, and that's what I'm going to do.
A Michigan fan is going to the state of Ohio. How are you going to make amends with those fans after what you did to the Buckeyes the last 3 years?
I'm sure we'll get along pretty well coming here pretty soon.
I mean, I get you, but the running back position is going back up, right?
That's exactly right. Heading into what would have been
So we'll see.
enemy territory previously.
We shall see.
The new favorite son of the Cleveland Browns, who's an outstanding player. So now the Vegas Raiders are on the clock. And what a fascinating decision.
I mean, Saquon brought the running back market back up with his play. But does anybody still want to draft a running back? Two running backs getting drafted in the first round. I guarantee that.
We've got Geno Smith now, right? Pete Carroll tied together. He made Geno great, right? An outstanding quarterback in this league. He still has probably 3 years left where he can play at a very solid level. So Geno Smith to help him out.
Yeah, he did win it. He's the reason for all the wins.
They drafted Rashawn Penny. Didn't work out. They still took him in round 1. Look at a guy like Ashton Jenkins. What he can mean to this football team. I think 4th overall won the big board. Now, philosophy is not already. Quality or ability is the best player in this league. He deserves to be a good spot based on that. I think the Raiders will look at running back. Over
this football team, you didn't have to rush to go over 500 yards last year. You just can't have that in the NFL. So you would think that Pete Carroll, considering where he came from, what his philosophy is, he'd be sitting there going, how do we not take the guy?
It's a team that has a lot of holes, and one might think.
Grand Duke said, "I'm glad you made that man certain video." Well, if Raiders would have taken defensive tackle, I thought it would have been Grant. We'll see. The GM is the one that said,
With the 6th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders.
let's see.
Ashton Jenkins.
I told you the Raiders GM said, my son said he'll kill me if I don't draft Genti. I told y'all that the Raiders GM, what was it, 2 weeks ago, said his son was there, it was a top 30 visit, and he said, my son said he'll kill me if I don't draft Genti. So that's why I kind of said Raiders and Genti have been connected.
2023, this past year, he had 8 games of 30 or more carries. He can't be that workhorse running back.
I love his game.
I
love his game.
Explosive, right? Catching the football. He had 43 catches in
Hey, listen.
Now, 750 career carries. It's a lot, right? Also, he's a little loose with the football. High and tight, right? He's got
Somebody played themselves and said, well, he had a bad game against Penn State. You better go watch that Penn State game. He did not have a bad game against Penn State. He had an amazing game in that Penn State game because it was only him. I think the North Carolina running back comes out next.
I love it. You finally come around take it to the house. He does all
He said manservant is wild. Oh man. I'm trying to find this. He had 104 yards versus Penn State, and they were the hardest 104 yards in your life. Penn State was crushing him, and he still got busy. He said Sanders going to rate the Jets. Well, no, they got Fields for 2 years. Fields deal is a 2-year deal, right?
Superpower. It was the vision, it was the lower body balance, the ability to see things that other people simply couldn't see. And he didn't have the kind of speed, the kind of breakaway.
Nah, Bill Diaz, they're not conspiring. And like I said, I've been watching all this stuff every day, reading every day for the past few months, and the past 3 weeks has been nonstop. Me in the gym, analysts in my head, me at home watching all this stuff. This is all I've been focused on. He's dropping because he doesn't fit the mold of the NFL quarterback at the moment, right? Everyone compares him to Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins went round 3, I think Kirk Cousins went round 3. He's not mobile. He can extend plays, but he's not mobile at all. That's kind of the biggest thing. So it's like basically what the analysts are saying. If you don't have a top 5 offensive line, he might not be good for you. You know what I'm saying? All the other intangibles, he's got great accuracy. He reads well. Hell of a game. They're saying that if you can't protect him, all right. Here's what 2 defense coordinators said. If I'm playing Shador, and this is why I think the Giants may have not drafted him, and I think certain teams are not going to draft him. 2 defense coordinators said this. If I'm playing Shador Sanders, knowing he cannot beat me with his legs, knowing I do not have to worry about him running, I'm playing cover 2, and I'm letting people blitz I'm blitzing one man every play. And that's because they know he can't run. Now he can't run, but he's not going to get away. You know what I'm saying? So that, like, Ward's not a running quarterback, but he can move. Sanders doesn't. Sanders doesn't run. Unless he absolutely has to, unless there's 30 yards, 40 yards in front of him. You know what I'm saying? The era we're in now, you need a quarterback that can move. Are there still pocket quarterbacks? Yes, Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix Jr. He's a pocket quarterback. He ain't a running quarterback. But they're talking about the mobility factor of the fear of him taking off. Aaron Rodgers. See, the problem with Aaron Rodgers is we know he can't run, but he no longer needs to. He'll manipulate you by thinking you got him and he got you. You know, so at the end of the day, it's like I think he still goes. I think he still goes first round. Sorry. I think he just dropped because the teams that we're seeing right now don't need a quarterback. Do the Raiders need a quarterback? Yes and no. They still got the young guy. They just signed what's name as a backup. Maybe they feel they want to build pieces before they reach for a quarterback, you know? And then you got to remember, too, a lot of teams are gearing up for next year's quarterback class. Guys, don't get it fucked up. We had many drafts where we had 2 drafts with 0 quarterbacks and a few drafts with 1 quarterback. Every draft not going to be like last year's draft, 1, 2, 3. That's rare. Every draft ain't going to be 5 quarterbacks in the first round. When they do these evaluations and they realize, hey, this guy's really good, but this guy, he's okay, but in the NFL, will he transfer? A lot of teams start backing away. And then here's the thing, what a lot of you may not know. Excuse me. If it's a defensive player, like Abdul Carter, as they scout, all right, so let's say the Giants. I'm going to tell you what the Giants did right now. As they scouted Abdul Carter, when they sat around the table and they said, okay, we want to draft Abdul Carter. We think he's draftable. But now they're talking to the offensive coordinator. What would you, and the offensive line coach, what would you do to stop him? To get an idea what other teams would do. Here's this film. Come back in a week. Tell us what you would do to stop him. And when they come back and they say, I do this, this, and this, and they bring up film and they say, well, this has been done before, and they couldn't stop him. So thanks, we're going to draft him. It's the same thing with quarterbacks. They go to the defense coordinator and they say, tell me what you see in order to get in his head to mess with him to make him a bad quarterback. And the defensive coordinator sits there and he gets the film and he breaks it down of how he would stop Shador. What would I do to stop? Every week it's a different coordinator. Say, hey, what would I do to stop him? And you got to decide: is it worth it? Is it not worth it? You're gonna get the people that are professionally doing this every day to tell you the flaws that they see, not just some guy that says, "Oh, I watch quarterbacks all day." Let's see if Shador gets drafted. Yeah, manservant is wild. Better than Maurice Jones-Drew? Ooh, that's hard, man. Hey, you know what, Eddie J? You know what someone said? They posted up there. Let's see what this pick is.
The New York Jets select Armand Membu, Missouri.
Tackle. Yeah. Protection. Fields get some protection. Eddie J. Speaking of Jacksonville. Sorry, I got heartburn. Go back and look at all the Jacksonville Jaguars running backs. Jacksonville Jaguars have had the best running backs of all, meaning every year, whoever the new running back is, has been good. Like, I'm talking about starting at Maurice Jones-Drew and every running back after him, the one that played and the one that came after that person. They had some running back. They got a good running back coach, boy. They got some running back love. Toby Gerhardt had his 2.5, 3 years. Like every running back they had was damn good. Jacksonville Jaguars definitely got that running back luck right there. That's a good pick for them. Yeah, Jacksonville got 2 years. There's no need to rush. Stayed in Pittsburgh. He didn't feel wanted it. Remember they benched him for Wilson. Cousins is trash, but he get the bag. Well, Eddie J says Sanders reminds me of Chad Pennington. Let's not ever forget Chad Pennington, one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time. One of the most accurate. I think. I told somebody one day they were talking shit about Chad Pennington. I said, you know, he's one of those accurate quarterbacks ever, right? He ain't have the greatest arm in the world, but accuracy was his thing.
Second round selection.
Sanders to Dallas.
Johnny Mitchell, tight end on the ground.
Sanders hasn't had a line ever.
And the fans don't even know which way they want to go. Mark Sanchez. Quarterback, USA. Sam Darnold. Zach Wilson. Quarterback, BYU. The New York Jets select Armand Membu.
Jerry Jones, no, still didn't get drafted. Not yet. Fred, they listen. Jaguars had some good running backs.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. They're gonna see some
I think Sanders to the Steelers or the Saints. My opinion. Yeah, I think Sanders goes first round. I do. You know, he drops a little bit, but he goes first round. Let's not put. I mean, you know, you also got to understand something. They've trashed this quarterback class, saying that it's way worse than last year's class as far as about their evaluation. But then evaluations change. You know, Milroe was supposed to be a top 5 pick. Look at Milroe now; he might be second round or end of the first round. Show would have been a top 5 pick, but his injuries kept him dropping. You know, you never really know. Penix would have been Penix would have been the number 1 quarterback last year if it was injuries. Penix has gotten injured every year his college career. So I told him about Penix Jr. that went to Atlanta would have been the number 1 pick, hands down. His accuracy is crazy. His arm is crazy. He's a lefty, but one of the better lefties I've ever seen. It's just someone that's always injured. He said Pennington couldn't and wouldn't throw a pass further than 10 yards. I'm gonna say no on that because remember he had Randy Moss and Marshall. People forget he had Randy Moss and Marshall. Yeah, he threw a lot of 10-yard slants, but he launched that ball to Randy. Because Randy was just faster than everybody, so he had to launch it far. He said, Shador coming to Dallas, I bought a whole lot. And we know Jerry Jones will draft Sanders for tickets. We know that. But you know what else Jerry Jones would do? He'd destroy his quarterback room. Dak has a no trade clause. Dak is on deck for another 4 years? Maybe 4 years? Dak ain't going nowhere. And then Dak gotta approve the place you trade him to. Then when you do, here's the thing guys don't understand about NFL contracts. When you do trade Dak, the team that accepts his money is gonna make you pay 70% of it. So if he's owed $60 million, they're gonna make you pay 70% of that, so it doesn't go in their books. So it's still gonna be, you're still good. Like the Giants with Odell. The Giants paid Odell to play for Cleveland. The money was still in our books. Maybe one day that story will come out what happened, but we paid him to play in Cleveland. Nah, Eddie J, he's a good quarterback, man. He just needs work on his accuracy. His arm is crazy. He said Dak been on that boogie shit. Tyler Warren is a hell of a tight end too. And Loveland from Michigan. I think Loveland goes to Chargers. That Michigan connection. Will Johnson, man, one of the better cornerbacks, just injured last year. Jalen Walker's coming off the board soon. Jalen Walker's definitely coming off the board soon. So Panthers pick is in. It's been in. Yeah, Harper killing me. Yeah, Warren is nice, man.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Tedorola McMillan, wide receiver.
First receiver. Okay.
So that one isn't what we expected. Outstanding player to cover team.
He a big boy too.
Went to Arizona as the highest rated recruit in the history of that school. Now those last 2 seasons, he had 174 catches, over 2,700 yards, and 18 touchdowns. And he had drawing comparisons to Mike Evans over the last couple of weeks. I thought maybe Jack.
He's a big boy. He's good, man. Like I said, people were started shitting on him, saying he lazy. I was like, I never saw him being lazy. He took over games. Oh, that's right. Milton's on Dallas. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, y'all ain't getting Sanders. All right, so Eddie J, my thoughts on Pierce. Pierce would have been top 10 right now. Him and Carter could have been neck and neck. The problem with Pierce is, if you watch, I don't know if you watch Tennessee, I do. No one could talk good about Pierce. He knows he's good. He believes in himself. He would take himself out of games. It's well documented during the season. People were like, he would take himself out of games. Like it was after a while where the coach didn't want to coach him no more. He would just do what he wanted to do. Talent-wise, amazingly talented. If you notice, you're not hearing his name right now because he'll probably go for late first round or second round because, you know, do you get a kid who's going to be hungry or you get a kid who's going to bullshit? That's why when they said about him, I'm like, I'd never seen him take plays off. If anything, he get full effort all the time. I think someone was trying to make him drop. But the kid Pierce from Tennessee, not one person has something good to say about him from the team. Actually, they were saying how his teammates couldn't stand him. So that that could cause you problems right there. If you think about it. One of the biggest things in the NFL is being a good teammate, right?
All these guys, you can just see like the relief that they have when they are
And I do remember, I forgot what game that was. I was watching the game at FlipFlop. It was an SEC game. Can't remember who Tennessee was playing. And then the announcer was like, "Is he hurt?" They think he's hurt. And then after a while, they went back to the sideline and they were like, "Oh, he's not hurt. He's coming back in the game." He was just sitting on the sideline chilling. That's not gonna cut it in the NFL. When you know you good, play like you good, play like you love the game. So the Saints pick is in. Could it be Shador?
Do you fortify the defense and keep the points down, or do you try to evaluate the young quarterback by getting him some weapons? I like the move. Bryce Young came on at the end of last season. We started this season.
So B-Mo, minutes after drafting Abdul Carter, Giants GM picked up Kayvon Thibodeau's 5th-year option. Nice. So maybe that could be used for a trade too. It goes both ways. Excuse me. It goes both ways. You pick up the 5th-year option. Now he's got an extra year on his rookie contract. Or we keep him under less money.
The people that came before me is the people that laid the foundation and set the precedence for me to be successful today. So, at the end of the day, I'm trying to put on.
I like this kid.
Culture and, make everybody proud.
You were a big play receiver in college. What kind of impact can you make on this Panthers offense right away?
Man, I'm ready to do whatever it takes. I know I got a quarterback I can trust in, a coaching staff that believes in me, and teammates that are ready to play for me, and I'm ready to play for them. So, sky's the limit for this organization, man. I can't wait.
Thing with him is,
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
you don't see too many 6'4" guys get the ball and move. He can move.
On the clock, and as you can see, they are a team that has gone the longest of any in the NFL since drafting a quarterback in the first round. Archie Manning, in fact, is the only quarterback the New Orleans Saints ever selected in the first round. Parenthetically, Troy Aikman is the only first-round quarterback that the Cowboys ever took. Mel, you have been forecasting for quite some time Shedeur Sanders in this spot.
Let's see.
Drew Brees. I see similarities to Drew coming out. Our trend question, similar size, right? He was going to go to Miami, didn't he? Got the shoulder, right? He ends up in New Orleans, which is Super Bowl, right? You think about where we are right now with Shedeur Sanders in this pick. I remember a few years back when the Saints traded up in the first round. Thought it was going to be Lamar Jackson. It was Marcus Davenport. Defensive end, Texas A&M.
Pick is in. Give us the pick, homie.
The 2 former number 1 pick overall, Baker and Bryce. In addition, Michael Penix Jr. from the States. I'm taking Shedeur Sanders. Let's find out if that's what they've done. He was the commissioner to announce the take for the Cowboys.
Could it be Jalen Walker?
With the 9th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Kelvin Banks Jr., tackle, Texas.
Okay. Protection.
Kelvin Banks Jr. is one of the most decorated linemen in Texas.
He's really good too.
He was a unanimous All-American as a junior last year. He won the offensive.
Eddie J, don't worry about the running time. They said Restrepo hurt his groin, but he wanted to run anyway. So don't worry about the time. Restrepo wasn't supposed to run, but he decided to run. He's a tough guy. He decided to run. Everyone knew his groin was messed up. He wasn't 100%. He still ran anyway. He took the time. Trust me when I tell you, Restrepo's going to be good in the NFL. So don't worry about his time. His time really don't matter. Even the NFL scouts knew. Everybody knew. Jones, I'm telling you, it's all a game in the draft. And in my opinion, the stuff I've been reading and hearing for the past, it's been 3 weeks now, is when it really got serious. Like even the Giants brought Shedeur in for one last workout just because they were just like, remember, nobody knows more about Shedeur than the Giants. Nobody. They've been studying him since his junior year. And they brought him in for one last workout, get a real good look at him. Could they trade back up to get him? That's a possibility. But, it's all about value. We'll see. Like I said, I think Shado's going first round. We'll just see where he goes. There was another scenario that Adam Schefter gave. He said we could see every quarterback go to the first round, go to the second round. He said there could be a run on quarterbacks in the second round. He said if no team feels this guy's going to change my team right now, they're going to let the quarterbacks drop and everybody come get a quarterback in the second round. Or after pick 21, 22, it could be a run on quarterbacks. So to get that fifth-year option. I like Dart, but you guys know that Ole Miss system is, you know, me and you could look good in that system, and I can't throw. I throw ducks, and I can still look good in the Ole Miss system. I don't know. You know, that's not Eli's system that Eli played in. Okay, Ole Miss system is built to make the quarterback look good. You know, everybody's schemed open. So it's kind of like you don't got to think much in the Ole Miss system. X receiver, wide receiver. If the X ain't open, throw to the Y. Like the old Texas offense. And one of them's going to be open, you know. I like Dart a little bit, but it's the system that does it for me. I don't think. Can you put him in any system and it work, or was it that system?
And where do they make their NFL debuts? We're gonna find that out as well. Let's not forget the
We'll see.
lineup of international games.
We shall see.
Christmas, Thanksgiving Day. There's so many captivating matchups. It's the best.
Oh, who are these Barats?
Holiday cheer, like watching your team destroy another. So, without further ado, everybody get it together, mark your calendars, set your alarms. The schedule will be dropped on May 14th. There we go. Lock it in.
I remember the only women we ever saw was the mothers of the players.
And don't miss it. Be sure to check out all the great content from the NFL team sites and social channels around the schedule.
Who are these chicks?
NFL Network as well as ESPN.
Get off my TV.
Coverage of the thrilling 2025 matchups. May 14th just around the corner. I know.
Jackson Jeter in the building.
Get ready and buckle up for the greatest season of your life.
Nah, there's a lot of guys not attending the draft.
So there you have it.
He ain't the first. He won't be the last. And then did he want to have that embarrassing moment? Brady Quinn, those guys who sat in that thing and didn't get drafted the whole first round. Remember, there's been guys who sat in that room and did not get drafted the entire first round. And just kept falling. Aaron Rodgers kept falling and falling and falling. Well, Aaron Rodgers got drafted in the first round eventually. But he kept dropping and dropping and dropping. Listen, hold on, let's look this up, just so I don't talk out my ass, because my mind be in a million places. This could have been a running back as well.
The NFL family lost a true legend.
Aaron Rodgers was selected number 24.
My heart is with the McMichael family.
Okay, just so we understand, Aaron Rodgers was selected number 24.
Missy, please know that you are in our thoughts and prayers.
Let's look at some dudes who were selected before him that probably shouldn't have
The
been.
community will never be forgotten.
No.
His legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. 50 years ago, with the fourth
Mike
pick
Williams,
in the 1975
Detroit Lions.
NFL draft, the Chicago Bears selected one of Stephen Michael's teammates and closest friends, Walter Payton, running back, Jackson State. Walter would go on to rush for nearly 17,000 yards.
Some good talent in that draft,
and
in the Aaron Rodgers draft.
110
Shit.
touchdowns over 13 seasons, all with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers went 24. Jesus. The 2005 draft was loaded in the first round. I just went to the 2005 draft. Jesus, it was loaded.
Also his commitment to give back.
And look at this. 1, 2, 3.
Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year award.
3 running backs in the top 10 picks. That's when running backs were high commodity.
in the 2025 NFL Draft.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers drafted 20 numbers. Tight end. Okay. Give what's the name of it? That's another weapon for that Chicago offense. Good shit. Another weapon. If he got down to the Chargers, he'd have went to the Chargers. I'll tell you who to watch out for. I doubt he's not going first round. The tight end from Miami, Arroyo. Ooh, that kid is a monster. He's not a great blocker, but he's fast as fuck. 49ers pick is in. They're moving these picks fast. Yeah, this kid's good. I think he was the number one receiver. And that's another weapon for Chicago. There we go. All right, Chicago guys. He said the Shador Giants jersey. That's a fact. You're dropping in buckets. Hey, Dez, listen, trust me. The draft ain't always happy for everybody. Bro, I have no power with women, but I don't want to see this shit, man. Like, come on. Oh wow, I'm here for fucking football. Oh, I get you, Eddie J. I'm just saying I should have known. You remember Brady Crenfell? Remember he was sitting there by himself in the green room. Him and his girlfriend. His girlfriend left him too. Giants already drafted my guy. Yeah, Arroyo. Listen, I like the kid Arroyo, but the problem with Arroyo is he's another Ingram. He's not gonna block that much, but he's gonna go get that ball and run. 49ers pick is in. Let's see who they draft. Let me go back to my other draft. I got so many draft boards up here. I got ESPN, NFL.com. I got the combine shit up here. I'm all over the place. So the NFL schedule releases May 14th. Yet I've already seen 2 commercials for the selling the bundle for Madden and College Football 26. Jesus Christ. Comes out in July. What's that? Alien Earth. Uh-oh. I got a new TV show. Bill D, come on. Don't knock Aaron Rodgers. We know he's a headache now, but come on. Don't you ever forget all the stuff that Aaron Rodgers did. He only won 1 chip, but the man went 13-3 3 times. Let's not forget. We didn't forget what Brett Favre did, right? Because his end of career was a dump, but he did a lot during his career. Yeah, I think Loveland is more Brock Bowers. And Brock Bowers is a beast. I called it last year. Go back and watch the tape.
This is the most flavorful day of my life.
But Jones, at the end of the day, Shador currently has 5 commercials. Before, listen, he hasn't been drafted yet. Shador has 5 commercials on TV. I counted. So at the end of the day, Shador's brand is already blowing up. He's got his dad's, he's got his version of his dad's sneaker. So, you know, the actual playing contract sometimes for someone like Shador, he's already rich. I get what you're saying, but I literally have seen 5 Shador commercials from the time he played his last game to the NFL draft. Shador, he got a Nike contract. He gonna be all right. That legendary is his brand. Legendary. That's his brand. Our next pick is tomorrow, unless we trade back in. We got the second pick in tomorrow. I got a pair of Wranglers because I'm red. San Fran, don't be surprised if San Fran don't grab Edge. Don't be surprised. Let's do this. I'll go back some more.
Imagine if there's an ESPN Sportsbook app that linked to the ESPN app so you could track bets while you check stats. Go from streaming to betting in a couple taps. Personalized offers based on your fantasy team.
You're literally describing ESPN Bet, which exists.
Be a total game changer.
Well, Jones, you got to remember something. They were. If you took, all right. If you took the junior year film and the film from the first half of Colorado season, yeah, Sanders and Travis going 1 and 2, or at least top 3. And you see, listen, Sanders ain't worried, bro. Like, that's why I fuck with him. He not worried. Look at all the dudes starting right now from 11 to 20. Just because you go high don't mean you go. Bro, a lot of the quarterbacks in the top 5 that have been drafted recently ain't even playing. Pittsburgh, I'd say Pittsburgh.
And if they don't take this next one, then it's possible Shador Sanders could slip out of the first round into the second round on Friday night. All right, Shefty, thank you very much. And obviously, at any point, a team could wind up trading.
If Sanders falls to the, all right, if there's not a run on quarterbacks at the end of this draft, end of the first round, excuse me, expect the Giants to. Why not? If Sanders happens to fall, Giants. I don't think he'll make it out the first round. I just don't. I'm not going to talk shit. Shout out to the service members.
I'm Sergeant Mitchell Johnson. I'm here with service members from the United States Army, Marine Corps, and Navy.
I think they lost Greenlaw, yeah. Eddie J, Michigan had no quarterback. That's why they were so trash. Michigan had a black quarterback who left, couldn't throw for shit. I love him too. He just couldn't throw. The white quarterback couldn't throw. Nobody could throw at Michigan, so Michigan was trash. They couldn't throw the ball for nothing. They literally ran the ball all day, you know, but not having a passing threat didn't do anything. Let's see who. Let's see who this pick is. Yeah, I say Pittsburgh.
NFL draft. The San Francisco 49ers select Michael Williams, defensive end.
Good pick. Good pick. It's not Jalen Walker, but good pick.
5 sacks last year. 2 of those came in the SEC title
good pick.
Against Texas. He was a 5-star recruit from Columbus, Georgia. 14 sacks in 3 seasons after starting his very first game as a true freshman. And still very young now. He won't turn 21 years old until late June.
Good pick. Really good pick. I like him. You can't lose. I mean, I would put Walker just a nudge above him, but he's talented as fuck. And he's young. Dallas up next. Maybe Dallas just says, fuck it, we grabbing Shador just because. Maybe Dallas drafts 5 quarterbacks in this draft. Jerry had his cocaine yet? You see, he's a big boy. That's why I like, what's the name? He's a big boy. That's a good pick.
He's got the things that you cannot teach, the traits, the height, the arm length, the ability to set the edge and play the run.
That's a big boy right there. You can't, I mean, Georgia had a hell of a tandem this year.
The only concern I have is when it comes to using those traits and getting to the passer. I didn't see much of a rush plan, but I didn't see any move besides the speed and power. He's going to have to continue to develop the move because when you get to the National Football League level, just the traits won't win. You have to have more than traits. You need to be able to have a pass rush arsenal. How are you going to beat the offensive tackle and get to the quarterback? John Lynch loves him. He loves defensive line. You're going to pair him with Nick Bosa.
All right, Cowboys up. Let's see what happens. He said, please don't fuck this up, Jerry. Dallas may draft Shiloh Sanders by accident. Oh, he put the wrong Sanders. At the 12th pick in the 2025 draft, Jerry Jones selects Shiloh Sanders. Yeah, he's a big boy. Markel, he's a big boy. And he's gonna get bigger. And he's gonna get bigger. And he's gonna get bigger. Let's see what they grab. It's gonna be. They gonna draft a running back out of Oregon State. Let's see what Jerry does now.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Booker, guard, Alabama.
Can I tell you something? I hate this pick because Dallas knows how to draft offensive linemen. And he's fucking good. Dallas will draft some fucking linemen, won't they? Yeah, that's a good pick. He's a hell of a fucking player. That's why I hate this pick. I said, Dallas is always with their offensive line, always drafting good linemen. There we go. Yeah, I can't be mad. That's a good pick. Jerry ain't make that pick. Jerry wanted Stan Landington from Oregon State College. That's what he wanted. That's a hell of a pick, right? That kid is fucking awesome. That's what's. I'm happy to see that one. He said someone took your phone. Jerry, you got a good pick. Hey, Laurie Jones, they got Milton as a backup, man. They ain't selling no quarterback. But this kid right here, this guard, yeah, he's the truth. Yeah, you know what somebody said? I tell you, I've been listening to analysts and reading shit all week. Well, excuse me, the past 3 weeks, past few months, but the past 3 weeks, every day. Somebody said, if you're a general manager and you don't want to make a bad decision, pick a lineman. No one ever bothers you if you pick a lineman. and Marcus Spears, Marcus Spears was on ESPN. And he had heard about it because I think it was someone that he knows, or whoever show it was that he knows. And Marcus Spears repeated it, and he said, "I heard." He said, "I heard somewhere that if you're a GM and you're not sure, you don't want to get backlash, pick a lineman. You can't ever lose. No one ever says you shouldn't have picked no lineman. Most linemen don't turn out to be busts, right? And everybody forget if you pick them." I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty fucking smart." Jerry didn't make that pick. Jerry definitely gonna take Shedeur Sanders. So what? I got 17 quarterbacks. I'll draft Melrose too. Who we got now? Miami. What does Miami need? Safety, guard, tackle, defensive tackle, linebacker. Maybe they grab Jalen Walker, or the safety from Georgia, or that other safety from South Carolina. They definitely use offensive linemen. Don't let two get hit no more.
A lot of emotion from your family. We bring your new game out onto the stage with a lot of emotion. What's going through you?
I'm just glad to be a Cowboy. It's really a dream come true.
Nobody ever wants to be a Cowboy.
So I fell in love with the area. The whole process, I thought like, man, it would be great to be a Cowboy. The Lord works mysterious ways. Shout out to God. Trust and believe in God. If you ever going through something, just trust in God.
His dad, like, he ready to play in the league.
You emphasize your leadership and character. What are the Cowboys getting from you?
They get the same thing I have been. They're going to be a leader.
loves to work, somebody who loves practice, somebody who loves his teammates, somebody who's got this aim to win multiple championships. I can't wait for this tradition of success in Dallas. I'm so excited. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
374 snaps, 0 sacks. Yeah, man, this kid's a beast. This kid is a beast for real. That's why I said, like, I hate the pick because Dallas always draft good linemen. That's a hell of a pick right there. That's another good lineman. Hey, Laurie Jones, I won't lie, his pro day was kind of like, but people have already studied him. Like I said, no one has done, and you could go anywhere, and any analyst will tell you this. No one has done more on Shedeur than the Giants. The Giants even said they would have drafted him last year. But people have seen things, so he's gonna get drafted. Definitely gonna get drafted. So where we at now? We at, hold on. Here we go. We at, this is pick 13. We got Indiana, Dallas. Indiana, Atlanta. I said Dallas. Oh, I got it on my phone too. Someone just sent this to me. So I keep going back to my computer. Where's it? Here we go. Yeah. 14, 15, 16. Then we got Bengals, Seahawks, Tampa Bay, Denver. Only other quarterback team is 21, Pittsburgh. Then Chargers, Green Bay, Minnesota. Yeah. The only other team on this list. Let me pull the full draft up. Give me a second. I don't want to come out of my page. I got these pages set to how I want them. I can't mess with it. All right, NFL draft order.
You can get $0 delivery fees on Grubhub.
I'm not messing my pages with it.
Amazon.com/Grubhub. Activate your free Grubhub Plus membership.
All right, so here we go.
Start ordering with $0 delivery fees on Grubhub.
We are at
go-to spots. Eligible orders only. Terms and additional
pick 13. So you got 14, 15, 16. They all got quarterbacks. None of them need quarterbacks. Minnesota's Steelers at 21 are the only team that can use a quarterback, right? Would the Rams take a quarterback? I doubt it. After giving Stafford that money right now, not in the first round at least. Ravens, Detroit, Washington, Buffalo, Kansas City. Nobody needs a quarterback but the Steelers. So if you want to be all honesty, no one has to trade back into the first round. Now, if a team wants to say, hey, let me trade back into the first round to get the 5th-year option like Baltimore did with Lamar. For you guys that don't know, that's why Baltimore went and got Lamar in the first round, because they were like, let's get the 5th-year option with him in case he turns out to be really good. Cool. Maybe you trade with Kansas City. Maybe you trade with a Buffalo. Maybe Green Bay wants to trade out, right? Trade to that 23 pick, and then you grab your quarterback if you have to have a quarterback. Other than that, at 21, if the Steelers don't grab Shedeur, you don't got to do anything. Every team can pretty much sit and wait, and the guys at the top could say, I'll take him. That's why, like I said, Adam Schefter said there might be a run on quarterbacks. Here's what we'll do. We're at pick 13. We'll go to the Steelers pick. I'll keep the live going because it is 9:30, and I want to lay my hands down. We'll go to the Steelers, all the way to the Steelers pick. Then we'll go over the rest of today's draft tomorrow. We'll be back. We're doing every day. But since this one takes so long, tomorrow starts at 6. But we'll go over today's draft, the rest of everything after 21, and then we'll go over tomorrow's draft as well. So we'll hold to the Steelers pick for this one.
NFL draft. The Miami Dolphins select Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle.
Okay. He was the other tackle at Michigan. He wasn't bad. Graham had the notoriety. He was the guy that got down and dirty. Well, Sanders won't go to Atlanta because Atlanta got Michael Penix. I think it's more, like I said, I don't think it's Dion, y'all. I really think it's more to do with, I watched the film. All right, I'll give you guys the story. So previously, it was two dudes that I watched, and I watched some film on my own, breaking down Cam and Shador, breaking them both down. Shador is the more accurate one. Cam is the big playmaker. Cam's willing to launch that ball down the field. He don't care. That's why he's kind of excited. It's like Cam will take the chances most people won't. Shador has great accuracy, never falls under pressure, takes the hits, everything, right? The breakdown that both of those guys gave, and I agreed a little bit with one of them, was Cam is the one that's going to change your team right now. Shador is the one that can eventually change your team with a good cast around. But Cam is going to change it right now. Now, that's the original stuff I saw months and months and months ago. That, as I was getting ready for the draft. The stuff over the past 3 weeks and the past week has been defensive coordinators going over his film and saying, I can play some easy defense and let my front four rush. One of my front four going to get to him. And I'll blitz. Another one said, I'll blitz one guy every play. I'll blitz a different guy every play. It'll be my front four, and I'll add one more every play. And he won't be able to find an open receiver with me. People are watching that, and they're looking and they're studying and they're studying. Like I said, the Giants know more about him than anybody. And they're studying. And when it comes down to it, they're saying, yeah, he's gonna get drafted, but is he worth a first round pick? Some of you guys gotta understand something. 9 offense. No, he's definitely getting drafted, but it's about who fills the value on the first round pick. And this draft is loaded with linemen. Loaded with linemen. Decent wide receiver draft, decent cornerback draft, very good safety draft, but loaded with offensive and defensive linemen. Edge rushers, defensive tackles, offensive linemen. Loaded. And there's a decent amount of tight ends. So do you pass up on one of those guys to overdraft the quarterback that you know is going to be available? You got to think about it. Tyler Warren, tight end. If Daniel Jones beats out Anthony Richardson for the starting quarterback job, and good running back, my fault, thank you, Eddie J, and good running back, excuse me. Lots of good running backs in this draft, meaning you might get somebody in the 4th and 5th round that can start for you right now. Lots of good running backs in this draft. This might be the weakest wide receiver draft in a while. Might be the weakest cornerback draft in a while. But it always fluctuates. Every year it fluctuates. This kid is good. I like him a lot. Look at that, wide open. That kid is good. And he can block. Hey, Jerry Jones, I love it. I love him going over there. I'm sure they got a plan for him. Like I said, guys, the whole point, they gave up a lot, but think about it. They got 2 players. They got the number 1 receiver and the number 1 cornerback. No cornerback has still come off this board yet. Only one other receiver has come off this board. He is the best wide receiver and the best corner. We've never seen him before. We've never seen him before. They they traded up because they got a plan for him. You drafted 2 players in one. Look at the screen, guys. Not one cornerback has been drafted yet because he's the number 1 cornerback, and no one's even close to him. 1 receiver got drafted, and look, no one's close to this guy. Yeah, I think Jalen won't go to the Falcons. He's got to come off the board about now because this is very good value in him. Or if he doesn't get drafted in Atlanta, watch for Cincinnati. Cincinnati could use a pass rusher. Oh, bro, Hunter and Brian Thomas going to be. So, all right, Eddie, I'm glad you mentioned that. Why did Brian Thomas fall? Brian Thomas fell. First off, it was a deep wide receiver draft. Neighbors went up high. Thomas still went first round. But why did he fall? Thomas only fell because people felt what someone just said about McMillan. He's not a great route runner. I'm going to explain something to you about taller guys. Taller guys do not look like great route runners because they're tall. I'll give you an example. Any of you guys Chris Brown fans? Chris Brown? The singer? Not the wide receiver. Chris Brown is tall. A lot of you may not know that. When Chris Brown was coming up in the beginning, when he first started dancing, and when he got on in the music industry, his choreographer had to teach him how to look small. Why? Because a tall person of his size does not look good as a dancer. It looks awkward. So he could dance, but because he was so tall, it looked weird. So he taught him how to look small in his dances, right? You can go look this shit up. It's online. Tall receivers don't look good running routes. They look sloppy. But it's because they're taller than everyone else. Their leg stride is different. But what happened? Brian Thomas was one of the best receivers in the league last year because he ran hella good routes. It looks one way than what it really is. And a lot of scouts know that. They just have to write it down. He's not a good route runner. He is a good route. And a normal offensive coordinator is going to say, or a wide receiver coach is going to say, he is a good route runner. His strides are just longer than everyone else's. He runs different than a 6'1" receiver, a 6-foot receiver. He said Sanders wasted a good suit. Trust me, Sanders got more suits. He'll be all right. We're going to go to the Steelers pick, though, because I'm really curious. I think Falcons take an edge rusher. But if not, he can go to Cincinnati.
You keep making that face, it's going to stay like that.
I'm trying to get my own car insurance.
Or the kid from Oregon.
Grandpa was in the military. You should have membership with your mom so she...
These picks are moving pretty fast, not like last year. Remember last year was so damn slow? Had me ready to fall asleep.
Bounty member will last longer, so you can tackle. Bounty member will clean spills without running out. Bounty, we're gonna pick her up.
Check out the new whip.
Hi.
Fully custom. Where Bud Light's being fit up. As many Bud Lights as it takes.
A lot of Bud Lights. Oh, we did one of those.
We're here at Blackberry Friday, where everyone wants the unique taste of new Dr. Pepper Blackberry. Oh, Dr. Pepper!
Sweet blackberry flavor.
New Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
The clock is ticking, Ethan.
That's something to talk about.
And how the feet of every soul on earth.
Oh my God. Is Tom Cruise like 99 years old? Tom Cruise never gonna die.
I need you to trust me one last time.
And now they're taking him all the time. Wait a minute though, bro. Mike Evans was a different story. Mike Evans plays small. A lot of people didn't realize Mike Evans was 6'4". Like I said, you gotta look at how they play. Mike Evans plays small. There's a lot of people that had no idea Mike Evans was 6'4" because of the way he played. It's basically a height ratio. When you're a certain height, you don't, in people's eyes, you don't look good running routes, depending on how you run, right? Mike Evans plays small, but he gets big. It's a big difference.
Sanders, and this is looking like Aaron Rodgers. Could be like Boomer Esiason back in 1984. Look at the second round. Think about Brett Favre as well. Geno Smith. This has happened before. Guess what? All his quarterbacks turned out to be pretty doggone good. So for Shador Sanders,
Yeah, he's gonna get drafted.
21, Pittsburgh. Against Pittsburgh.
And you're biased. You're a Tampa Bay fan.
He falls in their lap, right? That'll be interesting.
Yeah, take a fucking forever. I wish they'd come the fuck home.
The ESPN draft day predictor surprised. Perhaps that Shador Sanders hasn't been drafted yet. But not stuff. Maybe the bigger surprise is that Jalen Walker is still on the board. Jalen Walker had, according to our predictions, less than a 1% chance still to be available here at the 15th selection. The Atlanta Falcons are a team that certainly could use defensive help. Would that be a pick that makes sense here? Yeah. Let's get back to Ralph's rapid for a moment here if we can. We talk about quarterback sliding, and these have been some of those that you were talking about.
Brady Quinn. Jimmy Clausen, Jesus Christ. Y'all remember what's the name said What's the name said? If Jimmy Clausen is not a great quarterback in the next 3 years, I retire. Can we get the pick, please? Jesus Christ. Tomorrow's show starts at 6. So we'll definitely be starting earlier. I'll be fresh out the gym, ready to go. Proteined up.
Because you want to get drafted as high as possible. But there's some satisfaction that comes with that. Where you go, ultimately, you're not going to get more. And he just needs to get to the right place now.
What the hell is he doing? Everybody over there drunk. What's the Knicks score? I'm sure the game is over by now.
Which will this season be hosting the 69th consecutive
112-105, come on Knicks.
football, making it the longest continuously used stadium in the National Football League.
They gotta stop putting these games on when the Knicks playing.
To hold this extraordinary event.
Saturday's the afternoon, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Excuse me.
One of the big teams that has used all of its allotted time so far to give us all an opportunity.
So far, I've been right about a few of the picks. I never guessed that Browns would take Graham, but good pick. I would have never guessed that Carolina took McMillan. All right, let's go. So right now, with all these picks, the only other team that would take a quarterback is Pittsburgh. Maybe Deion's calling them.
The Atlanta Falcons select Jalen Walker, defensive end, Georgia.
Jalen Walker. You called it. Yeah, this kid's a beast. They just talk about his height. That's all.
61 tackles and 6.5 sacks for the Bulldogs as they won the SEC. He was a 5-star and a Gatorade Player of the Year coming out of high school in North Carolina.
Top 15 ain't bad. He's still making that money.
He was off ball as well, getting after it. He was coming off that edge. He would have landed an edge rusher. For Jalen Walker, this guy is heavy hands. He jumps out opponent.
He a big boy. That's a great pick. Great pick. Good value, too. Uh-oh. 112-108.
He's an off-the-ball linebacker, but the best thing he does is rush on the edge. Very, very similar to a linebacker that plays for the Cowboys named Michael Tarkin. His ability to line up in multiple positions and wreak havoc on the quarterback. He can play off the ball, he can play on the ball, but he was absolutely dynamite coming off the edge. Just ask the Texas Longhorns, they could not do anything with him. You're going to watch with a tight end, a guard, a tackle, it does not matter. Heavy hand, and at an undersized rusher, to me, he reminds me of James Harrison. I'm not concerned about this, but that he's only 6'1". We saw James Harrison at 6'1", play outside linebacker for the Steelers,
I like it.
and dominate. Coming off the edge, versus against offensive tackles. I think Jalen Walker can do the exact same thing.
Word. Falcons don't be drafting Georgia players, do they?
Yeah, exactly.
But Taylor's interesting because it's not a whole lot of technique involved with it. He just plays so hard and he's so explosive that you can see through his core with his hand, and he never gives up. Effort sacks are something that they're not effort sacks to him. It's just normal. That's just the way he plays. It'll be interesting to see what Ronnie Barnes does with him and where he plays him because he does play all over the place. 2 points.
Good pick. I love it. That's good pick. Eddie J, is Penix a better quarterback prospect than Sanders? Yes. I said it earlier. Penix would have been the #1 pick last year if it wasn't for his injury history. He has a better arm than everybody in the draft, last year's draft. More accurate. He just got Penix was injured every year of his college career. That's the only thing that knocked Penix. I knew he was going first. I knew Penix was going first round. He just wasn't going to be up there with the top 3 because of his injury history. And Penix was 24, but he was 24 because he had an extra year of eligibility because of injuries. So Penix probably, without the injuries, would have came out 2 years prior. Yeah, Penix was definitely, he's a dog, man. That motherfucker accurate as fuck, can launch that ball. It's just, he only fell because of his injury. Trust me when I tell you, you'd have never been talking about no Caleb Williams. You would have been talking about Jaden Daniels, who I love Jaden Daniels. You would have been talking about Drake May. You've been talking about Penix and everybody else. But the injuries pushed him down. You look at a guy who he been injured once, that's one thing. Penix was injured every single year, which is why he played an extra year.
Because the most important thing isn't what you're playing for.
Talent-wise, yeah, Penix is probably above and beyond all those quarterbacks. Like I said, and I'm a Jaden Daniels fan all day. Who does Arizona? I don't even know. Take his name. They need edge, wide receiver. Did they go for the dude from Oregon? Oh, maybe they draft Golden. Cornerback? Will Johnson? I say Golden, wide receiver. Hey, don't get it messed up too. The other wide receiver, Bond for Texas, he's gonna fall because of those charges he got, right? A team is gonna draft him because he was the number 2 receiver on that Texas team. He's super talented, fast as hell. Someone's gonna draft him, take him, make sure everything works out with his charges, and give him a shot. And I'm telling you, he's gonna be good. As long as he got somebody to grab his ass up, say, listen, young blood, you fucked up, get it together. Yeah, Arizona got a hell of a tight end. Homie couldn't catch a touchdown, though, could he? Let's see who this pick is. I say Golden be a good pick, but they do need cornerbacks. Man, Arizona not drafting a quarterback. They owe what's the name? Way too much money. Come on, Knicks, what the fuck? Excuse me.
The Arizona Cardinals select Walter Nolan, defensive tackle, Mississippi.
It's cool. They needed a tackle.
In 2 colleges, first at Texas A&M, then an outstanding season at Ole Miss with 6.5 sacks.
Yeah, they needed a tackle. That makes sense to them.
Production this year was not the problem. He had as many tackles for loss and sacks just one season as Mason Graham, who we really like, had in 2 seasons combined. So for Walter Nolan, the talent, I like versatility, guys. You can move him around.
Little dude in the yellow shirt gonna be his driver.
Back in Arizona to mentor Walter Nolan. So I think from the standpoint of developing a young player, teaching him right, making him understand what it takes to be a professional football player, this is, I think, what Walter Nolan needs that will benefit him in his career.
And I think the Calais Campbell part is really necessary because Walter Nolan can be as good as he wants to be. He can be dominant, Greedy. He has multiple position versatility, but I line him up with 3 techniques.
Good pick. That's very good pick.
They can hit gaps and get you the quarterback. When you pick a defensive tackle this high, you're expecting impact play, not just tackles.
Like I said, we got a lot of offensive defensive linemen in this draft, man. Cincinnati, I'm saying defense. They got an offense. They need a defense. Unless they get a. Is any guards on the board right now? Cincinnati, I say defense. Their defense is terrible.
He's born that burden. So now, as he takes it to the next level, he can get the flies out of it. He can get the sacks. He can get the production.
He's a big boy, too.
That was the thing. Like, and I hate saying
Knicks 117. Let's go.
not everybody does it all the time. You just want to see that that the pendulum swings to them being much more on than they're off. Walter, when he's on, when you talk about taking gaps, playing on the offensive side of the line of scrimmage, when they move him on stunts and he's slamming and he's running TTs inside getting passes, he is disruptive as heck. But then, he'll just disappear and he'll get stuff on blocks anytime he changes the ball. If he can just smooth that out,
They got a heck of a player.
We got Cincinnati up. I say Cincinnati goes defense. I don't think they mess around with anything on offense. Unless they decide to go offensive lineman, but I doubt it. They need to add something to that defense. That's his mama and his girlfriend.
You think you know me?
Genty had diamond Crocs on.
It's always been about them.
So a Shador and Dion commercial.
And boss, the coaches, the players, that's family. Every move, every sacrifice, every step along the way. See, the spotlight may follow me, but I pour all that light into them. Because it's never been about me. It's always been about family. Big Courtyard's official fan ambassador has opened a new
So Bengals pick is in.
Now we get to hang out with NFL fans all season long. See you on
Yeah, at the end of the day, I only see a need in the first round with Pittsburgh. But I guarantee if he don't get drafted by Pittsburgh, he's off the board early in the second round. There will be a run on quarterbacks. Trust me when I tell you. Right now, it's about value.
Shows, movies, sports, cooking shows.
Is she talking to us?
Tell me, how does DirecTV?
You're going to mess around and see depending on what happens with Pittsburgh, 4 to 5 quarterbacks come off the board in the first 10, 15 picks in the second round.
A better way to watch whatever you want to watch.
Just because there's going to be let's grab a quarterback now in the second round, not the first round. And it's no knock on shit, dog. It is what it is. He was protected as #1 pick before. There's no knock on it. Things happen. Milton, who's on the Cowboys now, who got drafted with the 6th round. Milton was protected a top 5 pick. Then he got hurt, had a couple bad games, and dropped down to the 6th round. Then everybody wanted him. Now he's back for the Dallas Cowboys. It kind of goes that way with the NFL.
They were never supposed to exist.
Excuse me.
We might have a chance.
Final destination.
Turn the off season on again.
I think y'all over analyzing it. This is NFL. It's not like basketball. You know what I'm saying? All that personal stuff's out the window. Everybody know he good. It's value. Does anybody feel the value is there in the first round final? The teams at the top didn't feel that way. You'll see who grabs him tomorrow if he doesn't grab by Pittsburgh, and you'll be like, oh, okay, the value was there. They just didn't feel the value was a first round pick. Like I said, we'll have the same. If they don't get drafted by Pittsburgh, we'll have the same conversation. I guarantee you, he comes off the board fast as hell tomorrow. If Pittsburgh doesn't grab him, and there's still a chance someone trades back in the first round just to take him with a 5th-year option. Nah, Jones, the NFL teams don't do that. They don't do collusion, bro. They got sued for that, was it 8 years ago, something like that? They don't do that. No one feels that bad about that young man. Shador getting drafted, man. Stop. He just fell, that's all. But we've seen this before. Like I said, look at Aaron Rodgers. Pardon me, y'all. We've seen a quarterback fall. We've seen a quarterback fall before. I think they grab a edge rusher. That's what I think. Let's see. Oh, move this shit forward, man. Come on, Seattle's next. Who does Seattle need? Does Seattle grab another Ohio State running back? Wide receiver? Oh, FanDuel. Probably, yeah. That's probably been a hell of a bet, too.
The Cincinnati Bengals select Shamar Stewart, defensive end, Texas A&M.
Okay, that's the big guy. The guy that didn't have that many sacks, but he's a big dude.
does he ever look the part? The athleticism off the charts, but now we've talked about it throughout this draft process. There's 4.5 sacks in 3 seasons at College Station, so it's a difference between the traits and the production.
Yeah, he's got to look. He's got the size, he's got the ability. You got to get the sack.
1.5 sacks the last 3 years. That's 4.5 for his career. The last 7 games of the year, 3 successive seasons, he didn't record a sack. This against college offensive linemen. Now, you want to say, boy, Ethan Hill Hunter? Good Ethan Hill Hunter has 4.5 career sacks. 1.5 hits last year at LSU. He's got 99.5 sacks. He averages 11 sacks a year in the NFL. That's an outlier, right?
Yeah.
Will Shamar Stewart, who we know about LSU, bigger looks the part, 6'5", 267, 4'5".
He's a big boy, man.
6'0", 34 and 8 arms, and a 40 vertical. Are you kidding me? He should be getting double-digit sacks. Well, what's the problem?
Now, here's the thing I'll tell you. I'd rather drive a Mercedes than a pickup truck because I like to drive fast. At least I know I can go faster in a Mercedes. And it's up to the defensive line coach to get the best out of him. Because you can take this young man with the traits that he has and the speed. He has the potential to be a double-digit sack guy.
The potential is there. This kid is awesome. Size-wise. Speed-wise.
If the guys didn't need coaching, I would have a job. He needs coaching. He needs to understand his pass rush moves and how to finish at the quarterback. That's what the NFL is about. I love this shit for the Cincinnati Bengals, and I just wonder how this is going.
Roger Goodell gotta hurt all them big ass bear hugs he be getting.
They need somebody like Trey Hendrickson around to show this young man how to run the right? Think of some of the players he's been playing with. We've got other guys. You can
Hey, good pick.
So he's not just going to be on their new defense.
Good pick. But he needs work. He's a guy who needs work.
Young man out of pass rush. There's got to be people in the locker room that are going to help him as well. He plays hard as hell.
I like that pick.
They move him from a 9 technique outside the tackle. They'll put him over the nose. He can collapse the pocket.
I like that
He just
pick.
doesn't have a plan.
The rise in business takes us back to the stage. Probably is what Shamar Molly.
Thanks, Greeny. Shamar, scouts and GMs all rave about your physical gifts. You have a longer wingspan than LeBron James. How are you built to play in this league?
Man, I'm built for it. I'm made for it. I'm our body. I'm made for this. I'm ready.
The Bengals' new defensive coordinator, Al Golden, known for his aggressive style. How can he bring out the best in you?
Dang, man, just going straight line off everything else. How?
All right, well, Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow's jobs just got
I have
a
no
little
idea
bit
what that
over
meant.
the
Just go in a straight line. I had to figure that out.
Greeny.
I don't know what that means, bro.
Shamar Stewart. Again, the magnificent physical talent. The production that hasn't always lined up to it.
That's a player right there that had like a Jalen Milroe has all the talent, all the physical abilities. He needs coaching. Jalen Milroe is the same thing. Jalen Milroe just needs coaching. Who does Seattle need? Wide receiver. Does Seattle draft another Ohio State wide receiver? Did they put the Ohio State receivers back together?
Personal finances.
Or they go for Golden for the
We
speed?
use money as a tool to help all the people we hold in our hearts.
They could go center as well.
Isn't what you're planning for. It's food, profit,
I could use an edge, but I think they go wide receiver. I think we get a wide receiver at this pick.
Interesting offseason for Seattle after they send away Geno Smith. They sign up Sam Darnold, so it's sort of a new era there, but their second-year coach Mike McDonald. What direction should we be expecting now for the Seahawks?
We're not doing it.
Just today, because my charge is using my car. I don't want to go long straight.
Who's Seattle get? Let's go. Who they get?
First round, we're hoping he would slide through the cracks, but the versatility to play every position on the offensive line. Practice at center at the Senior Bowl. Trains able. I know you're going to go on anywhere.
Yeah, maybe center.
State, loyal to that program, and he can play anywhere on that line, but he could be a Pro Bowl guard.
Especially if they feel really good about their 2 tackles, those young tackles they're taking in the draft, Charles Cross and Abraham Luke. If they feel really good about those tackles, then I agree with Mel. Attacking the interior of the line is the way to go.
A quick notice.
Charles Cross. Giants should have drafted him. He turned out to be hella good. Yeah, attack.
And the common draft era is 3. We'll see if those start.
Let's see. We almost at the Pittsburgh pick, y'all.
With the 18th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Gray Zabel, guard, North Dakota State.
So there he is, Al. There's your guy. You just mentioned it. He had an offers to leave North Dakota State, but stayed.
He can play guard, he can play center.
As a result, he won his second FCS championship last year, got invited to the Senior Bowl. He was great there. This, by the way, is the 4th year in the last 5 the Bison have had an offensive lineman selected in the draft.
Good value right there, too.
2023, moved to right tackle for the rest of that season. This past year he's at left tackle for North Dakota State. He's getting the job done again, getting it done there. Started the final 36 games of his career. 41 overall at left tackle, right tackle, left guard. Practice at center at the Senior Bowl in Lewis. Technique and the fiery approach. He's got a defensive mentality. Great example I know they had in Mobile with Drexel offensive line coach. Especially with his player on the interior, center and guard. You go back to 23, as you mentioned, and you watch him there, where he started those games at left guard. He looked like a Pro Bowler. He looked like a guy who's going to be
Tampa Bay, who we want?
I'm
Tampa Bay homie yet. Who we want?
Have that kind of physical range to deal with some of the pass rushers he would deal with in the NFL. But at guard,
Uncle Kobe now, no QB.
So he's headed to Seattle. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be next. Congratulations.
Jersey boy, exactly. It doesn't matter where he get drafted. As long as he balls out. That's my point. It really don't matter.
Then the Steelers.
As long as he balls out.
We'll find out shortly. We're live in Green Bay. We're back.
And going from a projected #1 pick to wherever he goes, you got a reason to have an attitude. Because he knows people are going to be laughing. People are going to be talking shit. Cool. You doubted me? Let me show you. I value that more. And I know Shador's built for it. I know he's built for that. Like I said, depending on what happens with Pittsburgh, because no other team needs a QB. There's going to be a run on quarterbacks tomorrow. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow after this Pittsburgh pick, 6 p.m. There's going to be a run on quarterbacks. I swear to you it is. Second round, going to have a crazy run on quarterbacks. So Tampa Bay's pick should be in. Then we got Denver, then Pittsburgh. Let's see what happens. Damn neck. Depending on what Cleveland does, they might have won this trade. Cleveland might have won this draft so far.
The call, put the hat on, and walk across that stage.
Yeah, I had a pretty good feeling where I was going to go, but even still, when I got the call, it felt surreal. I just feel like all the stuff I've been working from.
Abdul, you were just drafted 3rd overall to the.
It's not a real place. You could be walking through Berkeley on a break.
I trusted you.
All right, let's see. Tampa Bay's picks about to drop. I say Pittsburgh jersey boy, but if not, he's definitely the first quarterback of the board tomorrow.
This is a meal. Melty.
Nah, JB. Here's the thing, JB, about Manning. You can't wait for anybody 2 years in advance. It doesn't work like that.
It just meals.
Doesn't. And there's no guarantee Manning comes out. He's a millionaire in college. No guarantee. Manning sat on the bench for 2 years, but being a millionaire. Man, he ain't got to come out of college if he don't want to. Everybody's surprised Quinn Ewers just didn't transfer. Quinn Ewers made more money in college than he about to make in the NFL. Man, he ain't got to rush out. All that waiting for there's no guarantee Manning going to be there, and no guarantee Manning want to be a Giant. Look, Peyton was at the Colts in Denver. The Archie Manning was at Saints. Eli was a Giant. Archie Manning may want to go to a whole separate team and make his own legend, his own thing. He may be like, I don't want to go to the Giants. I don't want to go to the Colts. I don't want to go to Denver. My uncles were there. I want to do my own thing.
Deciding what's for dinner every night.
Hey, that waiting for Archie, eh? Archie not go nowhere. Like I said, people still wonder why Quinn Ewers left college. No one drafted Quinn Ewers to the 4th and 5th round, maybe 3rd early. Quinn could have literally sat there and made $3 to $4 million this year playing college football, and he gonna make about $1 million. That was a hell of a draft, though, 2005.
With the 24th selection in the 2005 NFL draft, the Green Bay
Flip phones.
select Aaron Rodgers.
I had one of those. Tampa Bay pick is in. They said the Dolphins and the Falcons, they got quarterbacks. Oh, they're talking about the pick he would be, not the team. Why is Gildy the Kid always around with that big ass hat? Really, motherfuckers be acting weird. He said Brian Robinson needs to go. Yeah, all our Super Bowl teams had good what's her name? Good pass rush. 2-9 said we need Brian Robinson. Nah, nobody took only one quarterback off the draft board so far. And only other team that needs a quarterback right now is Pittsburgh. Nobody else needs a quarterback. So it don't look like the quarterback jumping off this board. We'll see. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Good pick. Good pick. I like this kid a lot. Good pick. I like him a lot. He's literally like Mr. Everything. Yeah, I like this kid a lot. Eli wasn't going to San Diego. No, he wasn't going. Yeah, this kid, listen, people slept on him because the freshman came in and did his thing. This kid's been good every year in his career.
That solidified him as a late first, maybe even a mid first, but a McNamara running under 4.5 with the kind of production and versatility and the approach that workman-like this.
Look, that was C.J. Stroud throwing to him. That could have been good every damn year. He's a hell of a wide receiver, man. Someone predicted, one of the analysts, fuck who, I respect this guy too. I love this guy. Todd McShane, his man, predicted that don't be surprised if he's the best receiver in this draft. Like after a couple, 2-3 years, he's the best receiver. Because his talent has always been there.
This is a little bit of a curveball, but when you start trying to think about why this may have happened,
there you go. Good pickup right there. Good pickup.
Who's going to rush the pass? You said we were thinking defense. Yes. They need an edge rush. They signed Hassan Reddick on a 1-year deal. They need more shoots coming off the edge in this Cowboys defense.
JBA, what's the OF? We don't need a wide receiver. We're probably going to get one later on because a lot of the wide receiver the wide receivers in this draft are not that deep, but there's some good ones you can get as backups. I say we get one third. We got 2 third-round picks, 3rd or 4th round. Everybody's waiting for the Steelers pick. Oh, so let me tell y'all something. Steelers do not take a quarterback. Hear me out with this. So let's do this. Since you guys are still here with me, let's do this. Yeah, Evans, Goodwin, and Buka. They claim he's a slot. He played outside, but he's mainly a slot. So let's do this. Broncos are probably going to grab a wide receiver. I'm calling that now. I say Golden. Let's say the Steelers do not. I said do not take a quarterback. Chargers, Green Bay, Minnesota, Texas, Rams. Let's start at 26 with the Rams. Rams are not taking a quarterback. But let's start at 26. If a team says, hey, no quarterbacks got drafted after Cam, let me draft a quarterback and get that 5th-year option. Let me go back into the first round. It's not going to cost me much, 26 and down, right? You could say the Rams. You could say B-More. Maybe B-More wants to add an extra 4th-round pick. Remember, the team is basically moving back 4 to 6 picks. So I'll add a 4th-round pick, a 5th-round pick in there. You're only going back 4 to 6 picks. And depending on who you are, you're picking at the top of the 2nd round, right? You're moving out of the 1st round, top of the 2nd round, and you get a 4th or 5th rounder. Rams, Ravens, Detroit, they'd be happy to add an extra pick. Washington, why not? Bills at 30. Bills are the perfect team at 30 to say, hey, we don't need nothing right now that important that we can't get 3 to 6 picks later. We'll take that 4th rounder. We'll move back. Kansas City as well. Hey, we don't need nothing that we can't take 5 picks later. We'll jump back. So I'd say from the Rams on, from the 26th pick on, you could even say Houston. If Houston's willing to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 12 picks. But I say 26 on. If a team wants to get a quarterback for that 5th-year option, that's a good place to do it. If they want to jump back in the 1st round, only have to give up a 4th rounder. Say, hey, you move back, we come up, you take our 4th rounder, maybe even a 4th and a 5th or a 5th, just so we want that 5th-year option. I see that happening. So from the Rams on, that could be a possibility. If no one comes back for a quarterback, then tomorrow when we meet again, I will tell you right now what I believe, that there will be a super run on quarterbacks. We may see 4 quarterbacks drafted back to back to back, or every other pick, because there'll be more value in the 2nd round. So we'll see. Let's wait for. I think Broncos are going wide receiver. Excuse me. They may go running back, but I think they go wide receiver. You got Golden up there. He's a certified number 1 as soon as you put him on the field. Their pick is in. Let's see. Could they go Hampton, North Carolina? Possibility.
Welcome back to Green Bay. The Denver Broncos are on the clock at number 20. And right now it's time for a look at Mel's best available, brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott.
There we go. Right this Hampton, Golden, Simmons. I don't think they go tackle. They don't need a tackle.
Who makes a move to get Jordan Davis before I start talking about those organization capital lockdown? Will Johnson, we don't like the injury. That is affected where you have good corner, and he's been healthy through the process, within a top 10 to 15 thing. I love Amari and Hampton for Denver. I'm set for 3 months. They need a running back, which is complete.
They could go Hampton. They could definitely go Hampton.
In October, that game against Oregon, that's why he's still available. Right tackle, left tackle, good play guard as well. And I'm surprised Matthew Golden, once he ran 4.29 on the heels of a great year at Texas, on the heels of 2 really good years at Houston with the Cougars. Matthew Golden did anything and everything in Texas, got open, caught the ball, and ran great. I'm really surprised Golden's still here at this point in the draft.
In an interesting night, very strange one in some ways. We had the enormous trade at the very beginning. Jacksonville moving up from 5 to 2, but that has been the only trade we've had so far in round 1. And I'll mention again, the fewest in any 1st round in the common draft era was 3. And that goes back to 1971 is the most recent time. So we generally had a lot more than that. The Broncos pick is in, and here comes the commissioner.
See who it? I think it's offense. Running back or wide. I say wide receiver. But you can't lose with Hampton.
April is World Wish Month, and the NFL is proud to support the life-changing wishes that Make-A-Wish grants. Yes. One of those wishes will be coming true right now. Sam is a 17-year-old Broncos fan who has bravely battled cancer.
I remember they used to read the picks. I absolutely think Rams should take a quarterback. I don't think so, bro. I don't think they're taking a quarterback. They just signed Stafford to that deal. I don't think they're going to take a 1st round on a quarterback. Could they? Why not? I don't think so, though.
With the 20th pick
And the 2025 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Jahdae Barron, DB, Texas.
Oh, love that pick. I love this kid. This kid played linebacker, safety, cornerback. Like, I like this kid a lot. You just got to know what you're doing with him as a defensive coordinator, because you can play him everywhere. That kid is special.
Plays everywhere in that secondary for Texas. Super smart and blends to intercept. I thought about it. Doesn't miss so many tackles at all. Got 67 tackles, 5 interceptions, 11 pass breakups.
Yeah, this kid's good. So that's our second cornerback off the board. Before Will Johnson.
Yeah, this is another guy that Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah, they had him playing everywhere in Texas, bro.
Because of the fact that he's a great locker room guy. He's a guy who can fit in with everyone. He's not the spokesman for a team. He kind of settles everyone down. And as far as on the football field, he's super versatile. To play inside and outside, has great instincts, great vision, route development, understanding, and ability.
Yeah, that's a Swiss Army knife player right there, Mr. Everything. I like that.
And as you start to look at it, he's a faster version of what Ryan Branch does for the Detroit Lions. A multiple position player that can play inside.
I like that.
He can do it all.
I like this kid a lot. For me, the only reason he didn't go higher is because he plays everywhere. So you kind of got to be creative with him. He hasn't played one position. So that's the only thing with him. So if you look at the film, you've never seen him play one position. He's played everywhere. But the talent is there. Let's see if the phone rings. Today is Thursday.
If they take Shador, he has a new home. If they don't, then we have entered into a really intriguing part of the draft where Shador Sanders and Jackson Dart are alive. And interestingly, the belief around the league is that the Saints and the Giants both really like Jackson Dart.
So, Chuck, there's an irony in all of this, Mel, because you keep making the comparisons to Aaron Rodgers and the way that he slid through the draft, and now perhaps Rodgers playing some role in Pittsburgh's decision as they make this pick here at 21. But we're waiting to see if this is the spot Shador Sanders will finally hear his name called.
Went to Seattle for Jason Metcalf. They're sitting here with their
How much? And he just started cussing him out in Spanish. Wow. And he didn't understand Spanish. He looked at me like, "Star, do something." I'm like, "I ain't really nothing. You deserve that."
Kevin comments right now. Hold on. No, you're right. Stafford ain't got a lot of years, but he just signed that deal. And, are you saying that you want, as the Rams organization, with all the needs you got, do you get a quarterback in the first round? Steelers are the perfect place for a quarterback right now. Vikings aren't taking the quarterback. They got the young boy. Yeah, but also RG3 is not Shador. RG3 can run. Shador doesn't. My setup is crazy. I gotta use the same setup tomorrow. Let's see. Now I'll give you guys some conversation.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Derek Harmon, defensive tackle, Oregon.
Tell you a lot of offensive and defensive linemen in this draft, man. All right, hear me out. We're gonna come back tomorrow, but hear me out. I do not think Rams are drafting a quarterback, but I do think if someone wants to trade back in for the fifth-year option, it starts at the Rams. If there's no, we're gonna talk about this tomorrow when I start tomorrow. If there's no quarterbacks drafted today, for the rest of the night, I'm going to bed. I'll be watching the draft, and I'm going to bed. I got to be in the gym. There will be a run on quarterback. Shador, in my opinion, will be the first quarterback drafted tomorrow. if he's not drafted tonight by a team trading up, I do not see the Rams drafting a quarterback. Could it happen? Of course, anything can happen. I just don't see it. Because if we go by the board, Rams have an old quarterback, but they just gave him an extension. Everyone else has a young quarterback. Goff is older, but they got young backup. So I don't see it. And then he doesn't fit any of these systems of the other quarterbacks that are playing right now. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Like I said, it's not just because of his dad, man. It's more to do with the film study and what people have been seeing. And the value. Like I said, there's a lot of defensive tackles. There's a lot of offensive defensive linemen. This might be the most defensive line we've ever seen in the first round. I'm telling you, it's deep, so the value is there for these guys first. Derek Harvin's going to come in and start. These guys are going to come in and start. Nolan, they're going to come in and start right now. They're going to make a difference on their team right now at this moment. Hampton to the Chargers, I believe. So y'all stay tuned for tomorrow. We'll be back on here. Oh, it's gonna be a wild day tomorrow. Trust me. We'll catch up on the last 10 picks on tomorrow's live. I'm going to bed, and we'll talk about Shedeur some more tomorrow. Appreciate y'all joining. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for day 2, rounds 2 and 3. I will be starting on time, and we'll get to it. And we'll talk about all of this again tomorrow, as well as see this quarterback run. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a quarterback run tomorrow. It's gonna be crazy. Y'all stay tuned for more. I'll be back tomorrow.